down.
Find yourself getting passed by multiple cars, as I mentioned earlier on. So Newhoff in a very precarious situation, but he often finds himself in these places. He doesn't qualify as well as he races.
Up front, they are getting with Lee Aberdeen and Luca Varani not very far apart at all here. But I just want to see how Alistair Haig deals with Marcello Kessler coming around the old hairpin.
I would say it's not the best decision they've ever made, just not having done that under the safety car, really.
Yeah, they're taking their pit stop strategies from Ferrari lately or something. What's going on?
In turn one, just too much gas on them, too much feet on the loud pedal, and unfortunately he's dropped him all the way down the order. But Philip Hammer is out in front by an 8.91 seconds. Dan Michael is a wall there, sir. And it definitely doesn't want to be hitting that earlier on as well.
Difficult, the understeer is in the dirty air through that final corner because it's such a long corner and you get dragged off into the grass very easily. He'll have the slipstream down it towards the chicane. Peterson was briefly alongside, but that slipstream has saved him and kept him in third.
Yeah, Varani now lost a little bit of time to Aberdeen, about half a second. Peterson is Pike's pushed Morton forward up ahead. He's got out of line. It's now Pike going to have a go at Werrell. Don't push him off. He's in the championship fight. Jack Werrell chasing down Carl Jacklin. Further down, Rob Williams and Chris Barnes.
Sensational run outside line now though for the heavy braking zone. Around the outside goes the Audi R8.
Look how much Miller's caught back into play. Exactly. Miller's still such up. He's left on second and change. All of a sudden Miller's back in play.
On to the back end of Phil Jocelyn. So there's been a lot of movers and shakers in this first 2 laps here for race.
Absolutely serious racing league. Everybody's a lot of fun. Yeah, and it's all about the entertainment. So I hope everybody is enjoying themselves out there in the chat. We know that Ron is enjoying himself watching. The Burger King machine's off into the grass a little bit there. Is that really bunching up now?
it. Medeiros is going to get it.
He's on the outside line though, going into the fastest corner on the circuit. Surely this can't work.
Dominic Ligner has got a sensational run outside line now though for the heavy braking zone. Around the outside goes the Audi R8.
Look how much Miller's caught back into play. Exactly. Miller's still such chopper. He's just on second and change. All of a sudden, Miller's back in play.
Can Barry do it? Big Barry's going to do it. Big Barry!
Hello everybody and welcome to the Beer League. Round 4 here from Sonoma. We're very glad to have you once again on the JPB YouTube channel. Welcome one and all. My name is Ewan O'Leary alongside Dean Biggles here for the evening. We're very much looking forward to another round of this series. 2 laps of solo qualifying, 2 heats with the field divided in half to set the grid for a main race that will have 50 minutes. Possible 2 safety cars, definitely 1, no damage, and all of that good stuff we usually see from the Beer League. Dean, it's great to be back alongside you once again. We're very much looking forward to this. We've very much just been enjoying that new intro video, and we're ready for some more Beer League action.
Thank you very much. Absolutely backed. The Beer lads are all chatting here in the Discord. Of course, you want to join the Discord, slap the Discord button. Of course, hit the like and subscribe if you just love anything to do with motor racing, isn't it? At the JP Broadcasting Network, you can see at the moment the logo up the top right hand side, the track map. I probably will need to adjust a little bit, but anyway, they are going to do their qualifying laps, and just like normal, over and over again, Ewan, second time in the booth with me, mate. You want to give me a hot lap around this classic track from on board right now? Well, I think we're on board with Graham Jordan.
Let's have a look at this circuit, shall we? It's track synonymous with NASCAR Cup Series racing, and turn 1 it gets difficult right from the very start as you kind of climbing uphill towards turn 2, which is that right hander. Then a more simple chicane, nice flowing chicane at turn 3 and 3A. You've got to be careful of that crest though, and careful of the sand on the outside line as well. And then in towards this section here, which they don't use in NASCAR in real life anymore. You can often find yourself bouncing out towards the outside there through turn 4. It's turn 7, which is pretty tight. And a good overtaking opportunity as well, I'm sure it will be throughout the race. And then you've got the sort of long S's section really through 8, 9 and 10. For whatever reason, that left-hander is called one of the corners. Then you've got the this left-hander down here, and then turn 10 at the very end is called corners. None of the others are called corners, so I don't know what's up with that. But anyway, it's a very difficult section, nice flowing section though. Pretty difficult, you imagine, in these front-wheel drive machines. Then the best overtaking opportunity of the lap down towards turn 11, where you'll be setting yourself up for a good qualifying lap here. Looks like what Jordan's doing there, just going a little bit wide to get maximum speed on the front straight. But they've only got 2 laps, they've got the track to themselves, but it doesn't matter too much. I guess the heats matter a lot more. As we saw last week, only 3 laps in the 2 heats this week. Which is, they're going to be exciting. Less than 5-minute races, very sprint races.
Yes, exactly. It always is exciting here at the Beer League. Welcome in the chat there, everybody. A little quiet in the chat. Don't you worry. Don't you be too shy. Todd's looking pretty damn quickly as well, too, through the sectors. Of course, as you said, so many cars on the track here at the moment, my friend, and not a lot of time to get the best lap or best laps in for your qualifying. So that'll be interesting. Where's Todd on track? Here's Todd right now. Todd Madoyle. The number 13 machine, lucky for some, unlucky for others. He's going to put his second lap in, about just under 2 minutes to go there. He has to say, mighty first sector, but has he made a mistake? Mighty third, fourth sector. Top of the time sheets.
Very nice. Oh, and not so nice at the end, but slams into the wall. But hey, he won't care. That's a fantastic lap time. 1:19.6, the only driver to be in the 1:19s, and looking at the times, you can see the green and purple sectors down below, but we're not seeing too many improvements right now. I think he might be able to hold on, although Chris Hannigan's going quite quickly, actually. He'll go over the line, and not quite quickly enough, I don't think, to go to the top. Oh, no, it will be. 2 tenths of a second. We shouldn't have doubted him, should we?
No, we shouldn't, because it's so quickly, but you got a minute and 1:20. You've got, give or take, 40-odd cars going across the line, so, bear with us if we don't catch everybody's action all at once. Max Verstappen, we'll talk it a little bit further back there. That's the correct name. I confirmed it with the youngster himself. And where's young Maxi going to go? Well, he'll stay around P32. 2, give or take, at this point. Alex is on a flying lap, and remember, this is probably their flying lap. Now, we get this right. This is the vodka special car, right? Not the Pepto-Bismol, said before in the past.
I don't know. It's salmon and green.
Salmon.
Is all I can tell
vodka
you.
salmon, that's it.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, there we are. Comes over the line, 19 point... excuse me, that's an outlap by the looks of it. He's not going to be able to set a lap time, is he? He's miles away there.
No, I don't think anybody else really can. They've invalidated their laps, or they're not really going to improve on them.
So I'd imagine that Hannigan is going to be in the first heat. Ronenberg will be in there as well, Dowden, etc. So all the guys who've just qualified with odd numbers, I think, will be in heat 1, and those who qualified with even numbers will be in heat 2, as far as my understanding goes.
Just like that, it's over.
Yeah, all over very quickly indeed. So let's have a look. These are the qualifying results. Hannigan ahead of Madol by a couple of tenths of a second. Then Ronenberg, who will be in this heat. John Combs, Chris Dowden, Brian LeBlanc, Jason Murray, 1.4 seconds back. So was Dylan Fisher. Tyler Agostino was in ninth ahead of Jay DeVries as well, inside the top 10. We'll go a little bit further. Blaine Ruzaki, Evan Campbell in 12th ahead of Adam Klein. Joshua Keefe, 1.8 seconds back, and so was Jonathan Lane. And Dustin Dosvase in 16th ahead of Steve Bauer. And then a little bit further down in 18th position was the likes of Ken Ray, I think, was down there as well. Cody Carter, all those kind of drivers. But it turns out I did get at least one thing right in this broadcast. Heat 1 will be the odd number drivers, and you see 21 of them lined up here. It's pretty big for a heat that only contains half the field.
Yeah, remember the previous heats were split into 3. We're going 2 heats here this evening rather than 3, so that's definitely going to spice things up a little bit more. So Chris will be on that essentially pole position there with Ronenberg there, Chris Dallin and Jason Murray. So they're just waiting at the moment for everybody to load in. Getting these different camera angles. A very, very different position, of course, because they're not lined up on a start line finish or anything, because they're going to follow that pace car. Have a look at the track map where they are. This is also very, very interesting, you would have to say. And my friend, like specifically where they are, the track map will come up hopefully and show us in a minute. It's not quite
just round turn 9. We can't get to... They're just round turn 9 though, just sort of 2/3 of the way around the lap, maybe 3/4. And it's very bizarre because they're lining up round a bend, as you can see. But yeah, it'll be all fine. And they'll get underway very shortly. Hannigan,
that's
a bit more eager than the pace driver.
Jump start there, Chris. He's like, pace car's like, wait for me, please. There it is. So the pacey car. Remember, this is the B League, everybody. Welcome along to. It's a lot of fun than it is. It's not absolutely serious competitive racing, but it is competitive racing in a way, isn't it? Because you have to have a swig of a drink there every once in a while. Any beverage of choice.
Yeah.
Tell you what, Chris looking like the McDonald's car is really hitting up the tyres. And, come and think of it, Chris, thank you very much for that. It's the first time I had McDonald's in about 6 months today. It's because a friend had to bring it from... it was a little cold, of course, about 2 hours late, but that's the closest McDonald's to me. Anyway, over to you. The green flag's going to be there anytime in a second there, Ewan.
Yeah, it will be. The pace car will have pulled in by now. Hannigan with a very wide line, looking to put off the rest of the field, I'd imagine. Well, I thought he was just going to go for that straight out of the hairpin, but has decided to make them wait just a little bit longer. And then he will now go round that final corner. The green flag will be waving. Ronenberg will be forced to tuck in behind. The top 3, in fact, will be tucked into one another. It will be side by side for 5th place maybe, but single file up here mostly in towards turn number 1. First heat of the day. Lap 1 of 3. It's going to be a race of less than 5 minutes. And the battling really is going to be back in the pack.
As you can see right now in your pictures, a lot of that back in the pack. And so everybody, there it is, and that's Cody. Just like went on board for Cody, unfortunately, that's caused a little bit of a pile up. I think everybody's managed to point in the right direction, haven't they? Further down the road, a couple of people going off wide. Make sure you stay out of that fence. The fence hurts.
Can collect you very easily on the exit of turn 4 as well. Side by side for 9th place between Jason Murray and Black Ruzaki as well through the S's section. They're giving each other a lot of space, a lot of respect as well given between the two of them, but Ruzaki will go around the outside and take the position. Murray will. And now here comes Barrett actually on Ruzaki. and Wolf all down the inside coming up towards turn 10 in the Snickers car. Goodness me, he's taking a bit of a bite out of everyone there, hasn't he? Oh dear, what a mess.
Welcome to the Beer League. It's a ton of fun for some drivers, of course, and others. Look at this. You know, if your brakes fail, you can also rely on the car.
Got absolutely punted there. Oh, and someone's around as well. I think it could be, I don't even know. There's so much going on into the hairpin there. That was carnage.
It's a bit of fun. Of course, it's a 3-lap sprint shootout, mate. So, you know, you would expect the largy-bargy up the top of the timesheets, but we expect the largy-bargy right now. Here's the Ron Star, and here's Chris Addington. And just lurking in the background is Chris. So let's go on board with Chris and have a look at Chris's perspective of the top 2, challenging for perhaps, we'll give or take, the penultimate lap of this race, mate. What do you think? This is definitely guns out, isn't it? Blaze of glory?
Already second last lap of the race. Yeah, Ronenberg has just obviously taken the lead away from Hannigan. Didn't see where it happened, but I don't think they'll be too worried about it. It's all about things get a little bit more serious in the race, I suppose. Not as serious as they get here, really. But the heat doesn't really matter. They'll fight it out, but it's all a bit of fun, really, because it doesn't bear too much as to where you're actually going to start this race. There's the little look to the inside from Hannigan. So 1 lap to go, and this race will decide who starts on pole position for the main race, the feature race.
The heat is on. Flash of the lights there from Chris. That's either, hey, respect that you want the pole position potentially or not for the feature race. That will be the question. I don't know. What do you think about that, though, Ewan? Of course, there's a little bit further action back in the field, but considering this is the final lap, I think we have to stick with these top 2. And you know what? If they make a mistake, Chris Dowan lurking in the background will have no problemo with sneaking that one.
Oh, that's a big jump over the curb.
It absolutely is, and that could be an opportunity, isn't it, my friend?
Here it is. Yeah, he's looking up the inside. He nearly went for it, didn't he, as well? But didn't try it. Through the S's section, I think Ronenberg's going to have this one now.
I think you might very much be right on that. The Ron Star? I don't know if he likes that nickname or not, but I've given it to him.
Well, we'll find out from him. I'd imagine maybe not. Oh dear, he's gotten a bit wide through the final corner though, or the penultimate corner. Sorry. Oh, he's in the grass.
It might have gone.
And there it is. Hannigan's going to take it. Well, Ronenberg there had it in his hands, but he's let it slip through his fingers. And Chris Hannigan's going to take heat 1. Well, that was unexpected.
Not at all. Even Barney couldn't expect that one waving the flag. And look at that little twirly while they're coming across the line. He's using that one. So that's why you never give up, is it, my friend? You never, ever give up.
Well, absolutely. And we've got Coffard actually stopped on the... I wonder if he's intentionally trying to start at the back, actually. You can see him just parked up in the background. Oh, he's reversing here. He's doing reverse donuts in the background. I don't know if you can see that.
Sorry, I couldn't even see who that was at the moment.
Coffard.
I got so many names
able to find him, I wouldn't imagine. But
yeah. Like Chris has done it.
Hannigan anyway. Yeah, he's done it. Ronenberg there, just master of his own downfall, unfortunately, in towards turn 10.
He's reversing.
Got things slightly wrong. Oh, Coffard goes over the line backwards.
Hey, it doesn't matter which way you cross the line, as long as you cross the line. Heat 1 results for you real quick to go through, my friend, because you know we do have quite a bit to go through really quickly before we get our next heat. I'll obviously try to pull up all the right things as quickly as possible.
Yeah, I'll go through the top 10. Chris Hannigan just beating Eric Ronenberg, as we just saw there at the very end. Chris Dowden on the 3rd position, just following them in, really. Adam Klein will be on the inside of the 4th row, with Steve Bauer just behind him. Ken Ray 6th ahead of Tyler Agostino. Then it was Jonathan Lane, Jason Murray and Ron Wolf in the top 10 there of Heat 1. So those are the first 10 rows. Those are the inside rows, if you like, for the main race. Now we're about to sort out the outside rows.
Welcome along, of course, to the Beer League. 2 splits here this evening. We'll be deciding and dictating the front row grids for the feature race, of course, the different grids. Todd, at this point, will have to hold off Mr. John Combs there. Brian LeBlanc and then Jay De Vries and of course, next to Dylan. So once again, you get to do this all over again, my friend, in the broadcasting booth there. Ewan?
We do. Another 3-lap race. And now we'll sort out, as I say, the outside rows there. Here we go. The Tomadol on the front here, just ahead of John Coombs, will be alongside, and it's going to be Madol going in a very similar place to what Hannigan did a couple of moments ago. Green flag will be in the air. Madol should take the lead through turns 1 and 2. It's very difficult to pass through here in turn 1, and to be fair, throughout the race as well. Cleaning the top 5 positions or so. Once again, it will be the mid-pack where we see the little bit of action that we're going to get on lap 1. It's a bit of a cleaner start, actually.
It is. We get the right pitches as well, too. Blimcam's the best cam to kind of capture all the action of so many cars on track. Huge action at the back.
Oh, no.
Unfortunately, we won't get a chance to look at that too much. But then again, that's motor racing. We'll see in action here for 8th, 9th, and 10th. 3 wide, 4 wide. Well, I can imagine you can get anything wide through here.
Oh, no. And that was very nearly a disaster. Thankfully, they sorted it out. It's going to be Joshua Keefe and... oh, no, a big spin in front and another big bit of contact. I spoke way too soon when I said it was a cleaner start.
You know that, mate. It's a beer league. But then it's a good clean start there from Todd Mandor. They're leading this one from Mr. John Combs. But we've seen drivers lead this one. Further back, this is where the action's going to be. How do you think that Jason Lee's going to approach this corner knowing everybody's around him? The Reese's machine's up the road there as well, too. Actually, not too bad, I have to say.
Yeah, the hairpin was cleaner at least than we saw in race 1, which was absolute carnage. But the rest of that, it was not quite like heat 1 at all. Jason Lee has indeed got through, though, ahead of Joshua Keefe, who was battling a lot in that first lap. Oh, he's off now, though. Oh, dear. In towards turn 1. And there's 2 to the inside as well. But there's Joshua Keefe picking himself out the wall.
The wall hit him. I'm sorry. That's just the way it goes as a racing driver. You never admit that, though. You hit the wall. They're always having fun. Maybe he went to reach for his beverage here at the beer league, and unfortunately he slipped and missed it, and then, bumped the steering wheel at the same time or something. I don't know. Sure, drivers have those stories. And of course, the only way to find out about those stories, of course, is to hit the Discord link button and join this. If you want to have a bit of fun, a bit of motor racing, that's not on a competitive level. Like, nobody in here, my friend, has like a 10k I rating. But I'll tell you one thing. This Canadian driver right now, he does have a 6.3k I rating.
Oh, yeah. Giovanni Ryan is a very good driver, though. If you remember from last week, actually won the race.
Overtake.
He's very strong. There's the pass between Jay De Vries and Brian LeBlanc on the outside line. If we go on to the final lap.
He comes the man himself as well. Hey, we need to add like a couple of grocery bags or something to his car, isn't he, for Giovanni? But then again, Giovanni's not going to absolutely push it. So risk it for the biscuit, of course, in this league, because he's here to have fun. He could probably... He's going to try and
finish last in this race, I'd imagine, because he likes to do last to first. Oh, no! John Coombs! Oh! And De Vries in the wall as well, and now Coombs goes down the hill on the facing the wrong way. Dear me. That was a big mess.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? They do risk it for the biscuit a lot, because it's the 3 lap sprint out. All it's going to do is basically essentially dictate your position, of course, for qualifying and all that sort of jazz. So it's not the end of the day.
No.
Lads will be okay at that one. Remember that we spoke about this last week. We'll speak about it, of course, during the feature race, that, you know, the mechanics come out on the track instantly and just give you a bang, car's fixed, it's ready to go. All right, good. Get back in the fight.
Yeah, that's exactly what we want to see as well. Here's Jay De Vries, who's trying to make up for some of that lost ground now. Into the final corner. Jason Lee defending quite severely. This is quite good racing, actually, between the two.
Yeah,
bit of waving around, bit of tactical.
We'll have to switch it over to this man.
There we are, Tom Adult, who will take Heat 2. We'll start on the outside line. That's Brian LeBlanc smashing into the wall over the line, as everybody does. And that battle for 6th place will be won by De Vries.
Interesting. Barney's arm will get very, very sore playing across the line.
He doesn't slow down with his vigour, though, does he?
I'd like to speak to Barney one day. We'll get featured, of course, here on JP Broadcasting Network. There is something coming special in the future that I will reveal at some point soon. I mean, it's a good friend of, well, an Aussie friend of mine, put it that way, that broadcasts internationally, worldwide motorsports. That could give you a big hint away, wouldn't it? Because there's not a lot of Australian international broadcasters that do that sort of stuff. But real quickly, we're going to show you the results from that heat too.
Yeah, let's see who will be on the outside row. It'll be Tom O'Donnell on the front on the outside. Brian LeBlanc will be on row 2, ahead of Josh Freed, who running pretty close. Justin Dos Vase held off Jeremy Castro there. And then there was that big battle for 6th place. Jay De Vries ahead of Jason Lee, Dylan Fisher. John Coombs was lurking there as well after that last lap. And this is the starting grid. With Chris Hannigan on the front, ahead of Tom O'Donnell. Eric Ronenberg will be alongside Brian LeBlanc. Then it's going to be Chris Dowden and Josh Freed on an all Hyundai row 3, an all Hyundai row 4 as well, with Adam Klein and Justin Dos Vase. Then it's Steve Bauer and Jeremy Castro inside the top 10. Ken Ray will be 11th with Jay De Vries. Tyler Agostino will be alongside Jason Lee. Jonathan Lane and Dylan Fisher will be on row 8 ahead of Jason Murray and John Coombs. From Wolf and James Hardwick round out the top 20 ahead of Tyler Carlton, Nathan Cookingham, Corey Barrett and Carson Catlin in 24th. And that will just about do it because the drivers are already getting underway, already rolling.
You can squeeze through with them for a little bit. Are they ready to go? It's formation lap anyway, so you can squeeze through those last ones, mate, real quick.
It's we've got a couple of corners, but I'll do a few more. Ruzaki and Ellis will be on the next row. Cody Carter will be alongside Evan Campbell. Then it will be Zach Garrow and Greg Beckman inside the top 30. Clayton, Valinga, Kuhn, Otto, Verstappen, Keith. Who are the rest of them? 37th will be Clayton. Then it's free. Oh, I don't even know. That's a lot further down. Anyway, some of them starting from pit lane, I'm pretty sure.
I know. I'm seeing drivers all over the place at the moment here. So there should actually be
I am as well.
Some of the drivers. So we'll have to kind of get an idea who's where and where.
It will sort itself out. Either way, the lights are on now, and 50 minutes of racing here in the feature race at the Beer League are about to get underway. I believe it's going to be Chris Hannigan taking them to the green flag, although it doesn't look like it at the moment. That will sort itself out. There are the proper leaders making their way towards turn 1 and 2, and it's all looking good at the moment, although I've spoken too soon again. I saw contact through turn 2 there, but I believe it will be Chris Hannigan in the lead when iRacing sorts itself out in a couple of moments' time.
Hopefully, because if we get an idea what's going on. Those position gainers and
the
losers
top 5
are not
lap head
correct,
start.
mind you, too.
It's given some people a head start.
Alex should be
a lap head
right
start
up here in the
for whatever
lead.
reason.
It's saying Alex, this man right here, right now, the 19 machine, is in the lead of this race.
Yeah, that's because he started on lap 2, if that makes sense. So he's already completed 1 lap before he actually got going here, which is weird. And obviously it was not the case. I'm sure it will sort itself out in a moment. As they go 3 wide, that was very nice and clean. Oh no!
Oh, I've never seen that before.
Castro, it was straight into the wall, I think. It was a disaster.
I don't know what's kind of a little bit going on at the moment, all over the place. Do apologise because cars are everywhere. At the moment, leaderboard is showing Alex is leading this race. Alex Cofford and Giovanni in P2. Now, we don't have that panned out really from the grid positions, did it? But that's what the screen is telling us. As Chris has actually just put the fastest lap in here, is Chris. It's not a way to exit the corner as well, too. Battling it out with Ronenberg again, as we saw in the first heat.
Well, we'll have to ask someone about this after the race, but it does seem like it is going to be those two fighting it out. Or, well, not these two in the lead, as it seems. That was a big bounce over the curve for Hannigan. The big problem now, I guess, for everyone is that they've got to stay on the lead lap, which is going to be a bit of a problem.
You're right.
When Coffard's at the back.
At the moment, it looks like Eric is on the lead lap, while Alex and some of the other drivers, even though you will see, I apologize about the track map not working. I have no idea why the track map's not working. It should be working, but I think the track map itself is so confused there, my friend. It doesn't even know what it's doing at this point.
Well, yeah, I don't think anyone does here in this race at the moment. For some reason, to explain at home, the top 5 So Alex Coffard, Giovanni Romano, Austin Tucker, Graham Jordan, and Carl Smith have all been given 1 lap extra than they should have. So we're coming towards the end of lap 2 right now. However, they've been awarded 3 laps so far for whatever reason.
Yep, welcome along to the beer league. Do you think they've had a little bit too much straight? Usually they don't.
Oh no, here we go.
Get on with.
It's sorting itself out now. There we are.
So Tucker in the lead of this race? Nope. Now Graham's in the lead of this race. Nope. Now Kyle's in the lead of this race.
It's sorting itself out.
It's going to be Eric,
He'll jump down now. Look.
Yeah, here it is.
There we are.
Welcome along.
Everything's right with the world again.
Drivers being a little bit sneaky. Max Verstappen, say, rolling starts or race starts in the past. Not Max Verstappen, unfortunately, he did have a bit of a crash. A little bit of action's happening around here.
That's Jay. There he is, yeah.
I
was wondering why he was dropping down. Might have hit the wall at turn 4 or something along those lines.
The wall hit him. Remember.
That's what he'll go for. Now down to 19th at the moment.
Jason
Still
Lee.
doing fine.
So I didn't have to put your name in this week there, Jason. To override you, but he's under big pressure.
Oh, that was a squeeze. There's Kem Ray on the outside though, and they're very nearly finding himself in the pit wall.
Do you dare to go on board with Ken? Why not? Let's have a look at Ken's perspective. That sun will actually be a little bit blinding as well too. And you would know this, I mean, obviously in essentially more of serious leagues, of course. It's still a serious league, but I mean, you know, in you're in VR, I've heard that really blinds you, doesn't it? It's like you're just staring up at the sun, which you should not do.
I've not used it.
Girls.
I've not used VR myself. I don't know if you have, but
no.
But yeah, I can imagine it would.
Oh, I know that's not the way you should be taking the corner.
Hooking him.
Well, that's an
it's 3 wide. Oh, no. Ken Ray's off as a result. Yeah. Oh, dearie me.
Ken start into the fence.
Oh, safe.
Well, it's kind of, I mean, you know, the fences could be that's definitely wall riding, isn't it? It's not NASCAR. But your fence can be your friend already, especially when you get that quick fast repairs. So you don't have to worry too much.
Pirouette, to be honest, to get back going again correctly. But there we are.
Do you see also, if this is what I would actually do, Ewan? I would sit in the middle of the cars going into a corner. That way, one car goes too far out, they're going to bang into you, and then I'll bang into the other car, and I can kind of use the middle as the racing line at that point, right? If it all goes pole-shaped.
Well, I don't know if I trust other people to do that, to be fair.
Trust in the B League as Runningberg goes even quicker up the road. Once he got past Chris, he's like waving bye-bye. For now, of course, remember, we do have a scheduled, at some point, there will be a safety car, maybe 2. 44 minutes of racing will guarantee you, that's for sure. Pit stops are guaranteed as well. I think at this point, too, that's that Mr. Lee going very, very slow. But we do know, Ewan, that, you know, should you just eke it out for the safety car that generally comes a little later in the race? I mean, yeah, if you box now, you have to box again.
Yeah, you wouldn't pit now. You wouldn't pit now, no, certainly not. I mean, we're expecting 2 stops in this race, by the way, because you're so limited on fuel around here. But yeah, I believe less than 33% these guys have. Possibly
really?
Less than 30% actually of a fuel tank that they
what is
they
it
usually
like?
have.
The gas costs of like United Kingdom is that bad these days?
The gas what?
The cost of the gas in the pump in the
cost.
United Kingdom. Yes, is it that bad that
Yeah.
you know you can only fill up less than 33% of your car before you have to get a new loan?
It's
or
quite
extra
bad. I
credit
can't
on your
remember.
credit card? Ooh.
Oh no! Oh, that's going to be a big crash. And
Who is
thankfully, it was Jason Lee, I think. Was it Evan
Yes.
Campbell? It was Evan Campbell. It was one of the 2. It's very strange to see bodywork flying off, isn't it? And then just no damage, because this series does have no damage, of course. But it's slightly weird to have aesthetic damage briefly, and then it all
It's
magically goes
slightly
back in
weird
place.
for you, my friend, considering you're casting Max Verstappen in other series, isn't it? And if Max does that, then that would be like the highlighted reel of the week, wouldn't it? But that's the thing. Max can't have that luxury of doing that, whereas the drivers here can have a lot of fun doing this.
Yeah. Oh dear, we've got some carnage up front. Carlton and Coffard have been off the road, and that's allowed John Coombs to go through. You can see the two of them in the background. Oh my word, that's a dive in the background. I think it was Jay DeVries maybe, who went firing down the inside. Sorry, like you've never seen before. That's for 13th place. You can see it in the background.
Who needs brakes?
Oh,
Look
DeVries
at
did
this.
then.
This is gonna. I don't know. This is kind of the point where you have to close your eyes.
Oh
and say, I don't know if anybody's gonna get through here safely. Well, maybe. You saw a couple of off-track excursions. There you go.
Oh.
More off-track excursions too.
What's happening here? Well,
I think it's Lee Lane as around.
Donovan Lane, yeah.
Other
He was off the
drivers
track for a
further up
long
the field,
time.
of course. Here is Alex getting the old pink vodka machine up there. Here's the mastermind Canadian himself there, Romeo. Pretty much one of the quickest drivers in the league, but look how far back he has to start, further back in the field too. Another bit of action battling up the field, everywhere. Everywhere you look, there's going to be guaranteed action, but I'll go back down to this, I was going to say midfield, you'd have to say like 2/3 field. Ooh, is that the Snickers car off there? Cody.
Yeah, it was.
Sorry, my apologies, Ron. Ronnie likes that. Running like a wolfie, Ron. I think I mentioned that in one of the first streams, and he actually liked that one. Yeah. You are
20th right now.
It's I'm amazed that you can actually keep up with me too in the casting box as well too. Yeah, Ewan, like all switching cameras like tooth and nail at the moment, and you know, you seem to be snapping right on top of what is happening with the pitches.
All right, it's, if you've not noticed at home, on the left-hand side, there's a little white marker next to where we're seeing, so it helps everyone out greatly, or should do.
Yeah, but on top of it, mate, you managed to pick it up so quickly, and thinking you're right, don't take your eyes off the road, but you have to. That's just professionalism, of course, and you don't follow Ewan. Follow Ewan.
Actually.
Hit his social media at the moment too, because he casts almost everything, don't you? Go ahead. What did you say?
Almost everything. Jay DeVries in the pit lane. You mentioned about boxing and all that kind of thing. Well, not the sport. Going in the pit lane. I wonder what he's doing. I guess he needs fuel at the minute, but it's
Maybe.
pretty early.
I did mention boxing, but you know, they say pit lanes, but the problem with pit is that you can actually get that stuck with something else, right? So boxing is just a word that you don't use in motor racing. That's the reason why Formula 1 use it, because you can't confuse box with like tyre or what timing.
Oh!
Sorry,
That
I
was a
switched
crash.
the cameras over, but it's another action here. I think that was
Coffard
with
getting
Dylan.
through.
You know, usually in a motor race, they would have 30, 40, 50 cameramen around a track and a production trailer full of 20 or 30 people with these amount of cars on the track, which is about 41 cars there. We're going to try to do our best to cover it off with just two of us in the booth here this evening. Oh, he's gone straight
down
for
the
it.
inside. Yeah, nice move on Tyler Agostino into the final corner, and he's going to be looking at Weiss as well, who's just in front in the Hyundai around the outside for the Audi. If he can hold it around here, then he'll have a chance at turn 2 when it bends to the right finally. But he's got a long way to go round, and he has done that. That's a very, very nice move indeed.
Good job.
From Alex Coffard.
Because if we didn't get it done, we had to scroll the pictures up the road there for the battle for P4, P5. I was just about to see whether or not Chris is going to make a run there at Eric, but he had back off a little bit, and that's exploring track limits. Of course, you don't want to explore that fence. Here we go. You only get another opportunity here of LeBlanc there and Klein. Adam Klein. This is a great battle, obviously, for P5. Hyundai versus Audis, and that seems to be the top of the time sheet, doesn't it, with the Honda down in P10. So, choice of car on this track at the moment. Two of them. Further up the field, was that whether or not Chris is going to mount a challenge, because that is definitely spicing-ish up.
It
The
is.
McDonald's livery. We'll go on board actually for a second there, just right on, just above T-Cam. One of the drivers was talking to me in the green room a little bit earlier before the race going, Biggles, I wanted to put one of your top hats on top of my car. Obviously, if you do know myself there, Mr. Dean Biggles, I like wearing the top hats. I'm bringing the top hats back. But, however, I think it's going to be a little bit of downforce. Further, we'll have to switch back to that one, because look at the J. Combs making a run here. John Combs.
John Coombs on the outside of Tyler Agostino. Won't be able to. Well, he's going to do exactly what Coffard did last lap, actually. down the inside, and yeah, through he goes again. So another driver making his way round the outside through turn 1 for the inside at turn 2. Giovanni Romano goes through as well on Tyler Carlton, I think that was, who's just in behind. Then goes through on Agostino as well. Romano's so quick, isn't he? It doesn't matter that he starts at the back. He's already made about 30 places. 29, sorry.
That's what you get by throwing you have a 6.3 KI rating. But again, remember he's having fun. And he's carrying all the booze in the back of the car too. So apparently he's doing the... Ooh, that's a very wide exit. I think there's a switcheroo between our leaders. It was. So we'll get a little recap and replay of what happened here.
Oh, my
Chris
word.
Chris is in pit road. And pit road, mindly in the pit road. Literally in the pit
That's
road.
hilarious.
Wasn't it, Chris?
I didn't realise you
Chris.
could do that.
He's doing the NASCAR approach, mate. Speaking of which, what I wanted to go back to, of course, is that if you're wanting to add some weight to the cars, especially a beer league, isn't it? Like, let's go back to the old school bootlegging days, of course, of prohibition in the United States of America. That's where NASCAR started. Do you want to outrun the law enforcement when you have a whole trunk or boot full of booze? Got to have more horsepower in your engines. And horsepower is what you know. And you know what? I still can't even get my head over horsepower, isn't it? Because we don't pull cars by horses anymore. Yellow flag. There's the caution. Has it been called?
First.
Or have I called that too early?
I don't know at the moment. I don't know.
I just saw Barney waving a yellow flag, but maybe that was a local.
Yeah, they look like they're going under caution.
Let's
This is
go back
perfect
to
for
that.
Hannigan, actually. Yeah, this is perfect for Hannigan. So
Right.
he's made his so we are under yellow flag, but this is everyone at full speed trying to catch up. There's Ronenberg,
So
who has been picked up by the safety car already.
did you say it was perfect for? Yeah, sorry, I was on replay of a replay.
Chris
there for a
Hannigan.
second. Chris Hannigan, of course. Where is Chris? Well, Chris just boxed, didn't he? Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. So, just to explain, if he's still on the lead lap, which I think he is, where is he? Down in... I can't find him at the moment, but I can't see very well. Yeah, he's only 13th. There he is. So, yeah, everyone will pit now under the safety car, whereas he doesn't need to, because he already has done, and he'll go to the front of the field. So, he'll benefit greatly from this, as will others. Who else have we already seen? Josh Freed has already been in. Jay DeVries has been into the pit lane as well already, and still on the lead lap. So those three are going to be 1, 2, 3.
How is that? It's just going to completely flip everything around here this evening.
Well, I'll say that. Freed is in the pit lane as well. And Tucker decides not to come in at all. So I don't know why he's not bothered, but...
He's like, bye-bye. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You don't have to do any mathematics to realize you're just going to take a ton of positions. But, of course, once again, he's going to be the only one to 0 pit stops next to his name. But he has 34 minutes. Is he gambling, do you think, on the fact of a second safety car, which is a possibility here, and then just snatch and grab and hand it all out?
Certainly need one. He'll certainly need one in this race because, yeah, having made no stops already, I can imagine he's really struggling on fuel because Hannigan came in under green. I know he likes to come in a couple of laps early than maybe what he could do, but I think Tucker's really going to need another safety car a little bit later.
So just to get an idea of all of that's just occurred there. So you can look on the timing tables to the right. The drivers that are taking their pit stops, of course, which is going to be everybody except for 2 drivers. So you got Clayton down in P12. That's the reason why he's gained 19 positions. But really look at the keys there, isn't it? You'd have to say, go back to Alex here. 31 positions gained with the pit stop made. Currently running in P8. I have to say that's a pretty impressive job, and you saw some of the battles that he was occurring there. Just behind him, of course, is our Canadian mastermind, Romano. You know, the double line machine can get it done when it can get done, anytime it can get done. Aside from that, any other surprises or shocks here this evening?
Just those that have stayed out a little bit surprising in some ways. As there'll be a couple of drivers now overtaking everybody for the wave around process, so don't worry about that too much. Well, I say that, now everybody's trying to get too wide. Oh, this is going to be very awkward.
We love it.
So yeah, who's a lap down at the moment? Not very many. Not very many people should be. I think only Chase Ellis maybe. But anyway.
Yeah, there are essentially at the moment. So I have so much data on my screen.
Somebody's working their way through the field here. I'm trying to work out who it is.
I'm trying to get my scrolling. 41 drivers there. We can only show 30 or so on the timing table. That's how much carnage there is. You can tell me, pick up on which driver that is slicing their way through the field. They're not going to have a lot of time, I don't think, because Chris is going to be pretty much that pace car. Let's have a look. Should be getting ready yet. The lights are off the pace car.
Okay, so yeah, they're not coming through the field. Oh, so it's about those that pitted under the safety car going to the back. So those that stayed out go through, and Austin Tucker, Brooks Clayton was one of those who stayed out, but he didn't get to the front yet, so he was getting to the front as you're meant to, because those that put under safety car are meant to go to the back sometimes. I mean, I think nobody's quite sure why, but sometimes that is the case.
The pace car lights come back on again. Sorry, mate, to cut you off there. They were off there for a second.
I need an extra lap to sort it out, I think.
Ah.
Well, that's my only guess. I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah.
There's still 2 drivers in the race who are a lap down in Zach Garrow and Chase Ellis, and I'm not sure whether they're going to let those through before we get back going again or not, but it would be a bit of a palaver if they did, because we're already too wide now.
Just to confirm, is there any way I could show that on the timing table? I don't think I can show you really if they're lap down or not.
No, it's intervals, isn't it? So not really, no.
Yeah, even if I was to show you the gap to leader, I don't think it shows you anybody.
But they're not inside the top 30.
The top 30. Yeah, okay. All right. Lots to show, lots of action to do, but what we can show you at the moment is Chris is leading this from Brooks, but we'll see how that pans out. Second, couple of drivers, remember, have not taken pit stops. Risk it for the biscuit, but then again, would you be betting on Imola to be flooded this weekend? No Formula 1 race, but obviously best of wishes to all the locals there that are having to deal with the wonderful world that's throwing every spanner in the mix at us these days, isn't it, my friend? Heat waves in the UK, flooding here, flooding there.
Well, we're not having a heat wave at the moment, but
expect that at some point in the future, isn't it? But yeah, anyway, best wishes for everybody, obviously in Italy, to deal with that, and hats off to Formula 1 for not trying to put too much pressure on the local authorities there to try to pick a race.
Not making them suffer even more by putting them through that F1 race, which is undoubtedly going to be boring.
Yeah, probably, exactly. Yeah, so there you go.
That's a joke.
But we should be, well, on top of it, remember local authorities and all that sort of stuff, secure, safety, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. I think it's good.
It's a good idea, I think, in the end. But anyway, less than half an hour remaining in this race, the feature race at Sonoma. This could be the run to the flag now. And Chris Hannigan not wasting any time in getting us underway once again. Now, let's have a look at Austin Tucker and Brooks Clayton here falling through the field, because they've not pitted yet, and they'll be just in front of drivers who have just pitted and will be very eager to get past them.
You're right. How is that going to pan out for your fuel, your tyres, and all the other jazz? Brooks is going to be feeling a little bit of the pinch on that one. Once again, I will show you in a second the pit stops that have been taken or not for everybody that's tuning in. At the moment, some incidents that are occurring throughout the field. Just want to see how much he's under pressure, isn't it? Because you can see 0 pit stops for himself there. 0 pit stops for Mr. Tucker. Are they gambling on another safety car or not? Perhaps, but it is randomized.
Yeah, 75% chance. So it's Klein and Weiss going side by side here in the S's. Now Clayton. Oh, Ronenberg. Oh no, big crash. Oh. Huge crash, and loads of people off to avoid. Todd Madole, one of them. I think he's just skipping through the sands, as you can see in the bottom of your screen there. And Aaron now goes to the other part of the racetrack. Oh, and Romano's off.
Yeah.
Ken Ray. Oh my word. Oh dear, and there's cars spinning everywhere.
I think we have to go to a blimp camera to capture all this action, my friends. So much.
Oh no, another spin. There's so much. I've never seen so much changing on that left-hand side leaderboard in my life.
You have now. Welcome to the beer league. And the boys aren't even halfway through the race yet. Got a few more beers to go.
They might hope that there's not another restart because that was chaos.
Just like that, isn't it? And further up in the field here. This is more of the crucial action, you'd have to say. So how's Alex Cofford? Sees the opportunity on this one, just behind him. Look at this. Dustin. You know something's going to go pearl-shaped here, don't you? You kind of foresee it. Three abreast now.
Ronenberg on the very inside, and he'll get down the inside and he'll get the places. The Vice gives him a very good run for his money, actually. And Madol does as well.
Would you like to be in this race right now? Would actually be a ton of fun.
Well, it would be quite stressful at the moment. Although I guess the beers relax you, so
Tucker's gone in finally, so that P2 position is going to just drop like a stone, of course, as everybody's pretty much bunched up. But look further up the road is Dustin.
Getting dived by everybody there. Ronenberg down the inside. Madonna and Agostino were going side by side there as well for a little bit. There's a big dive from one of them.
That's a tall order, isn't it? Say a big dive from somebody in this track at the moment. I'm sure there would be. It's a fantastic track. I do apologise. Track map is failing me right now. But I tell you what, the Racing Entertainment is not failing me here at the Beer League. Failing us at the Beer League, is it there? Ewan?
Certainly not. It's been good so far, and as I say, I've never seen quite so much action on the left-hand side of our leaderboard. Early on, Brian LeBlanc and John Coombs are in the wall. It's off of turn 4.
Those incidents are happening so quickly with everything else, my friend, that I would need 30 minutes to go back and have a look at it. That's how much action that's happening on track. Further back at the field, Josh Freed, Ken Ray, and Tyler Carlton. Wow. Not quite sure if anything's going to pearl shaped here as well. It is. I know it's very relaxing for me, mate, because especially if you're casting like that team red line there for Max Verstappen and all that sort of jazz, like the absolute best of the business there, battling it out tooth and nail seriously, and then you come and have some absolute fun here at the Beer League. It's going to just be a whole different ball game, doesn't it?
It is a little bit different, but just over halfway now. It's been a good one so far. Chris Hannigan has a huge lead, by the way, but further back is where the action is, like here, for 5th place. Coombs is on his own at the moment, trying to catch up to these guys. Vice, Madol, Agostino and Carter all fighting for 5th place right now. That's Vice at the front, just avoiding that wall. You tend to do that, to be fair. That is the usual line.
I hope so. Because a millimetre to the left and then bang, that car's slipping around in all the wrong places.
You don't generally stay to the right hand side of the curb the whole way around. Actually, you generally do jump up there and try and get as close to the wall as possible. As Agostino is having trouble here. Madol and Vice are also going side by side towards turn 10, which is really, really tricky. Made it more difficult offline, and there goes Madol into the wall.
Yeah, power slide it down, mate. Get back on track. There you go. Remember, quick repairs, instant repairs, no problemo. Back in the action.
Yeah, no damage at all. No damage in the first place.
Your steering's going to be pointing in the right direction, thankfully, because you know what it's like, isn't it? And these cars, if you did that without the damage, obviously the instant damage repairs on, that steering could be crabbing your way around the rest of the lap.
Yeah, you would be probably using a bit of putting a bit of wheel and pit in and to just go in a straight line and whatever. It's very tricky. It's getting quite dark actually out there as well. I wasn't expecting it to get dark today.
I wouldn't be surprised if this doesn't turn into a little bit of a, hey, where's the livery and where's the cars on the track kind of thing.
Yeah, get your torch out.
Did you have to cast the Nordschleife 24-hour if the car's in the dark, mate? Oh.
Yeah, I did do a couple of hours in the darkness, yeah.
It's so difficult, isn't it, to spot the cars, deliveries and everything like that.
A little bit.
Who's where, what, how, because you can barely see anything. Just a couple of headlights and a couple of brake lights.
think the cameras make it look lighter than what it actually is for the drivers and whatever, and we hear that in real life as well. I can't say it was too much of a problem for us actually, so I think yeah, there was a bit of a brightening effect on the cameras for us, as there probably is here, to be fair. Although it's probably going to be a really long sunset based on you can see in the distance over there, orange sky.
Meteorologists right now we have here in the casting booth with me. Ewan.
I'm just making it up as
When's
I
the
go
last
along,
time
really.
you've seen the sun in the United Kingdom, mate? I don't think you see that very often, do you? Do you even know it exists? It does. It's above the clouds. How about this one? Do you see the action-packed battle there between Eric Roddenberg there and Jay DeVisis? Oh, there's a little friend of mine who is in town.
Oh, they're both wide through turn 4, but it's all fine. Yeah, Roddenberg has been applying a lot of pressure here, and they're all trying to catch Hannigan, of course, but the gap after the safety car restart was just so big that they're not going to catch him without a safety car, I wouldn't imagine.
Oh, this is
You
getting
never
spicy.
know. The battles really are back here, aren't they, for 5th place?
Now you can see the track, guys, so no excuses. You have your headlights on. This is a crucial battle, isn't it, for P5? And where do you go? Well, the boys are having fun. And it may be a little bit of a tangle, or 2, or 3. 20 minutes to go. Anything can happen. Could be a... Here we go. There's a dive. I was going to say dive to the dungeon.
It's Gon Coombs, who was recovering from that incident at turn 4 only a few minutes ago. He's up to 7th place again.
Should we dare ride on board? Yes. Let's do it. Welcome aboard. The John Combs machine, the 32 machine, the John Coombs machine from the United States of America in P7. Man started in 11 positions down, so he's gaining. Problem is he's got a couple of cars up the road. Not a problem, do you think?
I thought he was going to go down the inside there, but decided not to. It'll probably be into turn 7 instead. He's got a good run here. It's a pretty tight corner as well. Duck out as late as possible to try and hide what he's doing, and then go down the inside. Although I don't think Vos was too surprised. And he will be up to 6th place. Pretty textbook stuff, really.
Yeah, but with a bunch of drivers that are drinking and driving at the same time, it's not so textbook. Because drinking and driving only, remember, in the virtual world, never in the real world. This is going to be a close one. Familiar names in this championship. And in fact, I don't think we haven't even had a chance to go over the championship standings, which hopefully at some point, if the drivers give us a break, we can. But I'll have to go back to this action too.
Yeah, it's really all kicking off here from 5th on backwards. It's where a lot of the excitement is, really.
Where would you like to be, my friend, as Ken's gone into the old pit road? I think we'll go back up on this one with Eric for a second. Just roll on with Eric and his roll bar camera. There it is.
He should have the place now. He's been searching for that opening for quite some time, and there he goes down the inside. Although he's going to have to give a lot of room to De Vries here. Oh, squeeze!
But they're still going to drag it down.
Yeah, there we are.
Hey, so it's showing Ken now in the lead of this race. The flashing.
Yeah, it's just an iris. Yeah, there we are. It's sorted down. It's fine.
You are well aware of this, my friend, aren't you? Casted definitely a lot longer than me to know all this stuff.
Flashing the lights quite a lot now, because it's making such an effect. The race is just
if you actually pay attention out there, he's sending a Morse code message.
Oh, there we are.
How's your Morsey?
Well, maybe he was trying to indicate he's coming into the pit lane. Don't know, but that's what he has done.
BOX in Morse code. Dot dash 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 dot dot and then dash dot dash.
I'm not sure how you indicate a dash actually with a flashing light. To be fair,
you gotta go on slower and then off. Come on. I thought you were right on top of this one. You would. So why are they taking a second pit stop right now? But because literally gas running out.
I guess it is just fuel at this point. Yeah. Look. And they can make it to the end of the race as well now. So any safety car would just bunch up the field really and just make the ending closer at this point, and wouldn't really make too much difference to strategy as it did earlier on. Hannigan really doesn't want to see a safety car, I wouldn't imagine, because he's got a big lead.
I think we'll go back and look at Todd here on what's his perspective of these 3 cars up the road. And look at that. Todd can see that. That's deep. That is. How's he going to make it handle? He does, doesn't he, John? John Combs does make it stick, but that is under massive pressure. So Chris comes in from the lead. Still can't stay on board with this one. Oh, over the place, taking the track limits to the absolute limit. As you could, if you dare. Probably is more the answer, isn't it? Question. So is Chris going to fall behind this bunch? He may very well. Where's Chris? There. Where's the bunch we're looking at? Well, we just saw it, didn't we? Around here.
Just passing through. Well, it's kind of broken up now because a lot of them are in the pit lane and whatever, so it would feel a lot more spread out than what we've seen over the course of the last half an hour or so. But final pit stops are really being made. Everybody should be able to get to the end from here.
Does that mean that Alex will be the net leader of this race? No. Not just
Hannigan should be the net leader. Yeah.
Come back to Ken Reed's, come back down here. Now in the P25, P26 position. Maybe about to be the P24 or so. But remember, he's going to be passing some people on the pit road. So there's Mr. Otto. We missed Mr. Otto. We haven't seen Mr. Morgan Otto. That's the... where's Morgan? There he is. Morgan, of course, is in our fantastic John Deere livery. Now, Morgan's improved. I may not improved. Morgan's just like maybe not drinking enough or something, because Morgan was all over the place the first couple of races, and now the man is all handling it out quite well. No spinneroos for Morgan, but the battle between Steve Brewer and then Dustin De Beas. Get that one correctly. You're so much better at his name pronunciations than I am there, Ewan, but there's pit road entrance there for...
Oh, there Dustin. It is, along the wall.
And, yeah, they're all riding deliberately, aren't they? Because they know they don't have to worry about repairs, damage.
Yeah.
It's quicker, isn't it, I presume?
I'm going to guess so, but you do have to slow down for the line itself again, so, you know, it's not loads quicker. But clearly there is a benefit to it, otherwise they wouldn't do it. But, yeah, most of the... Well, whoever has just gone in there has definitely done it.
Yeah, and to practice it as well, like... I guess because remember in this league they have fun. They probably are just well, one person just in a chat, because it's literally there's like 30 people in this chat right now on the Discord. They probably go, "Hey, you want to go a little bit quicker on the pit road? Just ride the wall, mate, and then just make sure you hit the stop right at the pit lane entrance line, and then you're good to go." Of course,
there wasn't enough time in practice to do that. There wasn't enough time in practice to have a go at that. I'm sure some of them will have tried it.
Never underestimate the power of the big lug beer. Lug. Jesus, sounds like I've had too many beers, man. I haven't had a single beer tonight. Oof. Well, what we do have is 14 minutes remaining in this race, and you can see it at the moment to the right-hand side, the pit stops that everybody has taken or not taken, and the rest of those drivers are starting to take them. Todd's going in. And Steve's going. In fact, there is a massive pit lane kerfuffling.
Someone a lap down is coming with these guys. There's Madola and Bauer, who have got a lap car joining them.
Interesting too. We go into fully night time, almost essentially. It's a little local time here for the weather forecast. And yes, saying clear. And 24 degrees track temperature, and we are local time. Well, there you go. 20 hours and 47 minutes, my friend. So definitely forget the sun. It's British weather.
Oh, you say that. The sun's been setting a bit later than that over here recently, but anyway.
What, later than that?
8:45.
Yeah, your sun goes that late down?
Oh yeah. I mean, it will come up in about an hour. But by the time we finish this, it will start coming up.
That's crazy. It's like you're going right up into like Iceland or something like that, where they only see it for like 3 hours a day. Eric going in. This is a great little squabble here for legitimate track position. Some of those drivers are actually stuck up, aren't they?
Yeah.
So you have to say Brian and Cody have to try to make their way past Mr. Cookington.
I'm not sure who needs to make a stop here and who doesn't, because I know some have made 2 stops, but some had made 2 stops by the point of the safety car last time, about half an hour ago. So it's a bit difficult to work out who's quite where at this point. But we just know that Hannigan's
Eric's
definitely
there.
net leader. Yeah, well, yeah, we know where
John's
Eric
there.
Rodenberg is at the moment. Yeah, we know that.
And everybody else is here. Well,
Cooking him
potentially
into the
passing.
pit lane. Big dive from Steve Bauer, maybe. Down the inside of Todd Badal. It was indeed, and Badal's going to come back at him out of the final turn and get back at him and get through again.
Eric managed to clear this pack out of the pit road. Alex still leading this race, but we assume or predict that Alex will have to make another pit stop. You can see on the timing sheets, he's in. Alex is going in now. There's Alex. He's got a car to deal with too, going the pit road. So, further back, this is Mr. Klein on Stevie. So, you'd have to say Chris is leading this race net? Mr. Ewan.
Yes. Yep. Well, we'll find out for sure when Coffard comes out the pit lane here in a couple of moments. Maybe it won't be quite so simple for him. I think it will be, but...
yeah, he's way down the road. Look. He's coming out pit road right
he's
now.
got a long
There's
way to
Chris. Chris is going to be zooming on by at 1,000,000 miles an hour, as well as Eric. So that battle's going to be resuming between those 2 drivers, no doubt, for the rest
Eric
of it.
won't get through. Eric shouldn't get through, but Alex Coffard will come out in 2nd place at least, and will try to start catching Chris Hannigan here for the win. And Hannigan's got a lot of drivers just up in front of him to try and lap here for the first time, so that could be a problem for him.
Are you talking about blue flag lapping drivers? Because it's in the interval there, 10 minutes and change to go in this race. We're looking at Mr. Ron Wolf. The 119 machine with a gaggle of cars behind him. And of course, Mr. Tyler Augusto is the one that he needs to be passing right now. He's wanting to look at a nice P6 position. At least give him a little breathing space, isn't it, from the other 5 or 6 cars down the road from him.
Oh yes, this is where most of the action's been so far today, from about 6 places backwards and this kind of region here. Other than that, it's been spaced out the front actually, side by side between Steve Bauer and Adam Klein. This is great battle through the S's section. Really good respect given between the 2 of them. Klein is going to have the inside line through that right-hander there and should have the inside for 10. And by that point, the position as well. But Bauer's not going to give up on the outside. He'll go too deep in, though, I think. Well, he keeps it on the road, but Klein will have the place down towards the hairpin. Oh, switchback from Steve Bauer. Very nice.
Yes, this is
That was a very nice
absolutely
move.
brilliant. This is probably reminding you of the top tier classing, isn't it, for your iRacing that you actually cast, mate? You see wheel-to-wheel racing like that. Hey, I mean, the bill would be a
Top tier
racing.
racing between them. Side by side again, and this time Klein just walks straight through the inside and it goes through, although it goes too wide and Bauer will get back through again.
Stevie says, thank you very much, my friend. Make a mistake, and I will capitalize on that. And then again, I would not be surprised if Stevie doesn't make a slip and move. But another further battle, a little bit further up there, mate. 8, 9, 7, 8, 9? Nah, well, 8, 9, 10. Here you go.
Yeah, 8, 9, 10. Cody Carter at the front. Cody Carter, excuse me, at the front. Brian LeBlanc and then Tom Riddell in this three-car battle. One of the few remaining. It's quite surprisingly spaced out, really. Very surprising.
Once again, I do apologise. That track map's just gone pearl-shaped on me, mate. Absolutely pearl-shaped. We can't get that thing to work right now. I don't have time to get that thing to work. But the drivers are well aware of where they are on the track at the moment. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And of course, the drivers will be tuning in a little bit later. Once again, new drivers out there, if you'll be watching this back later, thank you very much for this fantastic league. And please continue to provide 40-something cars. Unfortunately, both Ewan and I haven't gone through the whole pack of cars, the gaggle of cars of all the action, because there's so much of it. But look at this right now. Riding on board with Todd And you can see the 95 machine up the road, and you can you can also see Cody just a little bit further up. Cody's getting 19 positions in this race, man. I'll show you the gainers right now. Fantastic in this feature race. Getting the job done right. Of course, you can't give it to Alex, can you? Alex, 37 positions gained. Can you believe it? Not even Max Verstappen can do that.
Fair, he's not tried the beard league yet. That's something
Call
you should
him
tick
in
off,
here.
I think.
Let's get
Yeah,
Maxi in here for a bit of again. Yeah, Maxi.
We'll
Of
get him
course.
in.
Yeah. Well,
Well, we've got one, to be fair. We've got back for Stupid.
yes, we do.
He's
Max,
in the
Verstappen.
21st.
Yeah, he's doing a pretty good job too.
That's
Solid job.
it's not a meme name, by the way. That is someone's actual name.
Yeah, here he is. He's the youngster. I
There we
was
are.
talking to him before, and and he's about to take that position, I believe, there as well too. So bang.
Oh, it's a lap car.
Oh, there it is.
He's not going to gain
I was trying to
anything,
give him some
unfortunately.
credit, but further up.
Yeah. Klein and Bauer are back at it again into the final turn. It's very wide from Bauer this time. Now Fried will be on the inside. Be side by side over the line with 6 minutes remaining. Probably another 5 laps for these guys now. Right round the outside through the first part for Josh Fried, although he's just been warned off by Steve Bauer there, who holds on to 12th place.
He needs to be unchained. Free! Mr. Freed. Josh Freed. Come on, we get those puns coming. Be thick and fast, my friend. That's what it is. Come on.
That was an open goal.
You put
really,
us
wasn't it?
in chains and send us down to the prison colony in Australia. So, no puns intended on
Good
that
grief.
one. Good grief, right. Well, speaking of Max, guess who's Max at it with?
Oh, it's
Mr.
Giovanni
Giovanni.
Romano who's just got through. Yeah. I'm not sure how Romano's found himself quite so far down the order. I guess it was in that chaos on the restart.
It just goes to show you that the quickest man in town isn't necessarily the most soberest man in town when it comes to the beer racing league. So keep an eye on Alex. Obviously, I am keeping an eye on that one too, and as well as many million other drivers in the timesheets. And this one right now, Brian is in a dangerous place. Brian!
Oh dear.
Oh, you're facing in the wrong direction on the racing line with essentially 30 cars coming around that corner soon. How did he manage to survive that? GG's. That's got to be scary, isn't it, mate?
Well,
Especially as all the other drivers, you're coming around that corner, all you see is a couple of headlights. You're like, hang on, those aren't red. Wait, those are white. And then you have to swing it to the left or swing it to the right. Otherwise, bang, you're upside down. Wow.
I mean, it's just illuminating the road for the others, I guess, by facing the wrong way. But there we are.
What would
Battle
you
for the
do?
leads on, by the way.
You just see, exactly. I was going to hold that off for a little bit because I wanted to see if Alex has got a little bit more in the tank.
I
All
think
right,
he'll get
for the
through
rest
quite
of the
soon,
drivers,
to be
if you are listening at the moment to the stream, you got a little bit of time there. Unfortunately, I'll have to switch it over because this is it now. This is Chris
this is it.
versus Mr. Alex for the lead of this race. You have to say Alex. Yeah, to me, mate, I want to give it to Alex. Chris started on pole. Alex is starting 37 positions down. If you want to go for an underdog, you've got to go for Alex.
Well, to be fair, he doesn't seem like much of an underdog in terms of pace. He seems very, very quick indeed. He's not got the fastest lap of anyone, actually. I don't think. Well, maybe he has. He's certainly
And
up
traffic too could help out. Look at this. Chris is flashing and saying, "Get out of my way." Alex is going, "Get in his way. Get in his
there.
way."
They've gone out of the way. Oh, they've got out of the way very well. Very well indeed.
How are you enjoying this one? Oh,
no!
Is it well enough?
That was close.
Look how
Coppard
close this
was,
is.
Really close. Now he'll really hound him through the S's. He won't get down the inside until the hairpin, I wouldn't imagine. But he just looks a little bit quicker at this stage, really. And there's still 3 laps to go at the line.
What's going through your mind? What's going through your heart right now if you're Alex? And you think 37 positions gained, mate. Like 38, race win. I mean, not only do you get a race win, Chris can go get a race win, but I started in pole. Alex is going to get a race win, but I started 38 positions behind you. There's a little bit more bragging rights up for grabs here from Alex.
Yeah, there certainly is, and no matter where he comes from, he'll want to win this race. So the motivation is definitely going to be there, and we're going to have a grandstand finale to this one. Looks like we are going to have only the one safety car throughout the day. 3 minutes means that there'll be still 3 laps remaining in this race now, because they'll cross the line with seconds remaining to get the white flag and go for one more. And that's exactly not what Chris Hannigan wanted to hear, because he's got a lot of defending to do to try and hang on to this win. Certainly up against it.
Just right on board for Alex for a little bit. Brought to you by the JP Broadcasting. Ewan, you're going to be riding on board shotgun. Give us a little bit of a hot lap guide. How does it feel to be a driver trying to snatch the race lead?
Well, yeah, just a feeling of opportunity for Alex Cofford at the moment, certainly, and trying to work out your way through. He's not able to do it by driving through the sand there, but it's just about finding out a place to go here. I mean, as soon as he's got behind Hannigan, actually, he's starting to struggle a little bit in terms of getting through, and now the yellow's out.
Oh, how's that possible? With a couple of seconds of change to go on this one.
I've got no idea.
Now, how does that spice things up? There's your race line. Bang. 1 minute and 46 seconds to go. Does Alex have to finish this under a safety car, unfortunately, and not get the opportunity to take it to Chris? Is Chris got a big smile on his face going, I've got it? Interesting.
I didn't realise the random safety cars could be applied, actually, when it was too late to restart.
Back to probably the first replay of the whole broadcast. This is what maybe have caused a safety car, because Ken, further back here, has had a...
It's just a...
Well, not that much of an off-track moment at all.
He's absolutely fine. Yeah, not sure anything's caused it. It's just happened, really.
Yeah, it is randomised. Of course, you want to find out all the information, please join the Discord link below. So there's the old safety car that... well, you're going to get up there and drive that safety car, mate. The pace car, of course, if you are on the Americas. But that just means that with 47 seconds to change, of course, you can see on the clock, that just means that pace car... Are we going to get one of those very boring Australian GP pace car race finishes? Safety car finishes?
Yeah, looks like we are.
But
always happens to Australia, doesn't it?
Oh, hey. Yeah, you're right, actually. What was it?
Everybody turned twice up. In my lifetime.
Yeah, everybody turned up. I mean, they were talking about this, obviously, for the disappointment of the Imola race. But then again, they told everybody not to turn up to the track, of course, for the fans. But then again, of course, what happened with the pandemic is that all the fans turned up for free practice, all at the gate, all ready to go. And then, of course, the Formula 1 turned around and go,
This could be it, actually.
That's it.
This could be the checkered flag. And it will not be.
No, another lap.
Quite one more lap, but it will under safety car.
So, Chris is feeling, well, I got it. And I'm sure Alex, a little bit back here at the moment, is going, I didn't get it. Look at his helmet. In the clear visor.
That's it.
I'm going to be a happy camper, I think, because I think we're not the happiest campers, of course, watching, because I wanted to see this battle. I wanted to see Alex perhaps take, you'd have to say almost a last to first, isn't it? Even though there's a little more cars than that, but that would be a drive to survive, even worthy of Netflix. Who else has been big gainers? Mr. John Combs there? GG's on that one, my friend. Go back to Kobe Carter. Now this is the difficult part of spotting the liveries, because you're in pitch black. Track is not illuminated. GG's on that one. And yeah, of course, what happened to the man himself, 19 positions gained for the 99 machine, but he's back in 29. He's only a couple there of Austin Tucker there and Max Verstappen. So Maxi's got something done there, but of course, Chris still... It is what it is. The man will still win. No doubt we'll have a chat to Chris about that one. McDonald's livery. And I think in a second, too, once we finish it, I will go over the actual standings. Mate, because we haven't had a chance to go through that one just yet, but because we're going to finish under a local yellow.
Yeah, we are. Some additional changes happening there between the lap cars, but anyway, it seems like we are going to finish under yellow. It's going to be Chris Hannigan who takes the win. He'll flash his lights in celebration.
It's like a discotheque.
Exactly. It's feeling quite hurt. It's hurting me a bit, I've got to be honest. But anyway, there's the checker flag. Chris Hannigan at Sonoma. after 50 minutes, unfortunately ending under the safety car.
Yeah, I think you're right about that one. We'll have to review that because you said that there couldn't be a safety car in a certain period of time, and I would agree with that, isn't it? Because nobody wants to have a safety car ending to a race.
No, I don't think that it's impossible for that to happen. However, I just thought that would be a thing in place by someone to have that happen, but clearly that's not the case.
Well, if I just hide this for a second, sorry, my apologies, but I'll show you the feature race results there for you to go through, my friend.
Yeah, let's have a look. Chris Hannigan taking it with not much gap over Alex Coffard, as you saw there. Eric Ronenberg in third, Jay DeVries and John Coombs inside the top 5. Tyler Agostino sixth, ahead of Ron Wolf. Cody Carter, Tom Badole and Adam Klein inside the top 10. Steve Barrow 11th, ahead of Justin Dusvase. Tyler Carlton 13th, Ken Ray 14th, ahead of Jeremy Castro, Josh Freed and Brian LeBlanc in 17th. 18th was Blank Rozaki. Then in 19th, Evan Campbell. Nevin Cookingham inside the top 20. Giovanni Romano is going to be disappointed with 21st, ahead of Austin Tucker. Mac Verstappen, 23rd, ahead of Jason Lee and Chris Dowden. That's the top 25. Ahead of Greg Beckman and James Hardwick. Graham Jordan, 28th, ahead of Brooks Clayton and Joshua Keefe. Joshua Kuhn just behind in 31st. Dylan Verlinger, Carson Catlin in 31st, ahead of Morgan Otto. Then Chase Ellis and Zach Garrow, the last of those to finish. A little bit further down was Corey Barrett, Jason Murray, Jonathan Lane, Dylan Fisher and Kyle Smith. All of those who didn't take the checker flag in the end.
Yeah, in the end, we'll get Chris in here for a quick chat about what just happened there. The man that crossed the line first, so if you don't mind dragging Chris in here, and we'll have a chat, have a yarn.
You've interrupted his conversation. Sorry about that.
Sorry. Hey, boys. Hope you didn't catch anything bad there. Sorry about that.
That's all right. We got you. It's okay, Chris. What's happening, mate?
Yeah, let's go.
Hey, how was the race overall? How was the ending as well? It was a bit weird.
Man, there were a lot of unexpecteds. It wasn't supposed to be dark. Surprise, it was dark. And yeah, the yellow at the end, dude, Coffer was running me down and it was like 5 minutes to go or something. And I was like, man, he's going to get the Audis are so strong here. I couldn't do much with it. He was running me down but that yellow came out and saved me. So that was kind of crazy.
It kind of helped you. Well, I mean, let's talk a little bit about the first safety car as well, because that certainly helped you. Did you pit, by the way, when you were just one lap short of running out of fuel there just before the safety car?
Oh no, so I kind of pick. We know how much time we usually can get out of a tank, right? So let's just say it's 20 minutes, and then we know okay, it's going to take 2 stops to get it done in a 50-minute race. So anywhere between that 10 and 20 minute mark, I said I'm gonna go ahead and pit, and I got to it was like minute 15. I said, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and dive in. That way I know I can just do one more stop, and I dove in, and I want to be the first one in, so I can be the first on the front when it comes out. And the caution just came out like right when I came into pit road, and I was worried about the caution bug pushing me to the back, but it never happened. So yeah, it was great, man. That was perfect timing for that, and then it got saved by the yellow again. So I got to thank Barney and the flag stand tonight. He really helped Team Diabetics out tonight, helped me get the win.
Absolutely. It did push some people. Do you think the caution thing where you get pushed to the back only happens if you actually go start your pit stop under safety car? Because clearly you'd already started it and then it came out. So but it didn't happen to you. But I noted that a few people who stayed out got shuffled to the front. I don't know if you noticed, just behind you. Some people got shuffled to the front. So I don't know. I don't know what quite goes on the safety car.
Yeah, maybe some folks pitted in between or something. But yeah, typically the way the bug worked, I thought if you were in pit lane when the yellow came out, you got an end of line. That's pretty much the way the bug works. But it did not happen to me tonight, which surprised me. So I was totally expecting it to happen and never did. But I know Austin came up there because he didn't pit and he just he pitted under green. But then Alex and those guys showed up. Eric showed up, and yeah, I was fortunate to just be in the front end of it tonight.
Absolutely. You'll extend your championship lead as well, so we can see on screen at the moment. So congratulations, Chris. Thanks very much for joining us once again and having a chat with us. And congratulations on the win.
Thanks, guys. I got to go pee. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Ritual after the race for everyone. Got to go and visit the toilet after the race. We haven't talked about the logistics, by the way, of having beers around Sonoma, which is, I can imagine, only quite difficult with the fact there's no straights on this circuit. But anyway, let's chat to Alex Coffard, shall we, as well, who finished second. Alex, welcome to the move as well. Good to have you here. Bringing down Chris at the end. How did you feel when that safety car came out, just denying you the chance of that win?
Well, I can't say that on broadcast because I would not be invited back.
I gotcha.
Yeah,
Got a beeping machine.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Yeah, I mean, it sucks, but it's random, and we're always trying to improve it. So yeah, it was pretty crappy to finish that way. But like, I don't know. It's no one's fault. It's just a random chance.
It is. You started a very long way back. Was that by intention, by any chance?
Yeah, Gio and I don't know, we kind of mess around and it's fun working your way through a field. It's challenging. And so we decided to not qualify and try to finish last in the heats just to give us a different element as a challenge because, driving's one thing, but making your way through the field and different strategies and stuff is difficult. So it adds another thing to think about.
Alex, your team is high spirits. I guarantee you, you're high spirits, mate, because we were going for you towards the end. Now, obviously, you're a little upset, of course, about how that all panned out towards the end there on the safety car and stuff like that. It just feels like you're in Formula 1 these days, doesn't it? But still, you have to give it to you, mate. You were bringing it. It would have been an absolutely exciting moment. But you gained so many positions, 37 positions in this race. You got to be absolutely stoked.
Yeah, that part was really fun, and like, I'm not trying to sell PBJ Chris short. He's a great racer, and he had just as much chance, if not more, to win than I did. So I'm not going to play pretend that yellow dictated the end. He had every right and every chance to win as well. But yeah, team did really good. It was a little bit of a chaotic race, kind of a narrow track, and gosh, I really have to pee. It's like. And so it just makes, I don't know, a lot of really close racing, and so a lot of chaos. But we try to be in the best spirits we can about it.
What do you think, Ewan? Like we just like pause it for 5 minutes and just go a 3-lap shootout between Chris and Alex right now to dictate this race
I don't
result.
think either of them are going to survive.
And then none of them can pee for then the next 10 minutes and see how quickly they want to get across the race line. Anyway, any final questions there, Ewan? Have to let the man pee.
Not from me. I'm just going to relieve Alex, to be honest, because it sounds like he's in pain.
I appreciate it, guys. I want to give a shout out to Mac for not picking me on the team twice. So suck it, Mac.
Thanks very much, Alex, joining us there from second place and visiting the toilet as well, because everybody's dying. Everybody's dying for the toilet. Eric Ronenberg is as well, so we'll put him out his misery as well. Eric, welcome to the booth. Good to have you with us on the podium here this evening. How was your race?
Oh, chaotic and fun.
Yeah, I can imagine. So, where were you, by the way, on that? Unfortunately, we only had one safety car restart in the end. I've got to ask, where were you on that safety car restart?
I was in third position, but I was 10 cars, 15 cars back. There were so many people in front of me.
Okay. So, yeah, I'm trying to work out why, because on the only safety car restart we actually had in that race, there was so much carnage going on. I've never seen anything quite like it. I just wonder what you might have seen of it. You might not have actually seen that much. But yeah, was it particularly chaotic one compared to last week or the other ones before, or was it just regular kind of stuff?
A little more than chaotic than last week, but I mean, Sonoma is as tight, as twisty, as blind, and then throwing in the darkness and just kind of brought all kinds of chaos out. And we're all drinking, so that helps too.
Exactly. Speaking of blind, by the way, was the sun a problem as it was going down? Actually, especially towards turn one, we noticed it was in the eyes.
It wasn't bad. It was there, but it wasn't that bad. You kind of dealt with it.
And
luckily,
darkness as well.
Luckily, I had cars in front of me to kind of gauge off.
That's helpful. And darkness as well. Was it a big problem? How good are the headlights, by the way, on these TCRs? I've got no idea.
Oh, they're not good. They're really not good. There was a point towards the end where going into a corner, I was flashing the lights to get the brights so I could see my brake points.
Jesus, yeah, it's it looked better for us than it does for you, I can imagine.
Oh God, I hope so.
Well, absolutely. We couldn't see much inside the cockpit anyway, but anyway, it was decent for you in the end. You got through it well. Congratulations on third place, Eric, and thanks for
Thank
chatting
you.
to us as well.
No, thank you.
Thanks very much, Eric Ronenberg there, third place here today in the Beer League at Sonoma. Further way through the season now, I believe, as far as I'm aware, here in this season. And another surprise in this series. I mean, it keeps providing. Nobody was expecting it to be dark or sun to be going down today, but it did.
Oh, we didn't expect all the double safety cars as well too, and all that jazz. But it is. These are results from the previous round. At the moment, we didn't even get a chance to go through that. Believe it or not, that's how action-packed this was this weekend, my friend. But obviously, if you do your math on that one, with those results from the previous round there, so Giovanni, of course, won't get that many points, but it will help out Eric. It will help out Chris. That's what it's always looking for. Jeez. Yeah, sounds like I've just been through a ton of beers, my friend, but been a grueling race. That is your Drivers' Championship before this event that had occurred. And of course, we had to look at the Teams' Championship, which also is going to be very crucial too. So the diabetics. But the high spirits, I have to say, would be the ones that may very well jump up to the top of the championships, because we had the high spirits teams. I don't know if that's the correct, you're the ones that know English better than Australians do. But they may very well be taking the top now, the championship standings.
It's at least 2 sets of maths you have to do for each team, so I can't work that out on the spot, but we'll work it out and we'll bring it to you for the next round in a week's time. But yeah, that's just about it. I think that's everything for the Beer League here this evening. It's been another good one. Particular carnage, I've got to say, through the middle point of the race, but hopefully enjoyable for everybody. Everybody having fun once again. And I hope you have listening in as well. I've been Ewan O'Leary alongside Dean Biggles here this evening for the Beer League at Sonoma. And until we see you in another week's time, when we'll be racing at another track randomly drawn on each Sunday and having more fun here in the Beer League from us here at the JPB YouTube channel. Make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you join us for the next broadcast going on throughout the week. But until we see you at one of those, it's goodbye for now.